Welcome everyone, my name is Francesco and I'm the instructor for Introduction to Nuclear Reactor Engineering, MECH485. I'm here today to deliver this short tutorial on how to use the MetaQuest Headset 3. This is the hardware that we use to develop our VR experiences. It's very simple to use, but we'll go through very important simple steps that everybody should do before coming to the VR experience. So first and foremost, how to wear the headset. So what you want to do if you have something like this is to wear it on your head, over your eyes, and you'll notice that actually the view will become very crisp with very little adjustment of the headset. So please take a moment to adjust the headset, and then you can, when you are sure that you hit the right spot for clarity, and again the view should be very crisp, you tighten just like you would do with a hard hat. Just at the back there is a little wheel and you turn it until it's nice and tight on your face. Okay? So once this is nice and tight, then you are good to go in your experience. To remove the headset, again, very simple. You just hold it and then you unscrew the wheel to loosen it and just remove the headset. You can also decide to do the experience with glasses on. I wear glasses right now. The procedure to put the headset on and off is slightly different. So what you want to do, again, you want to loosen this as much as possible when preparing to wear the headset. Then you put, again, the headset on your glasses and you tighten just like I explained before. Again, once the headset is nice and tight and you feel that your view is very crisp, then you're set to go. You do the experience, and when you're ready to remove the headset, again, now what you want to do, again, hold with one hand the headset, loosen as much as you can. What you want to do is you want to lift from the back, not to, mess up with your glasses. Okay, so next on the list is the interaction. So we'll put the headset on once again. We are going to tighten so it's crisp. So this is a control-less experience. So you will not have any controller with your hand. Your hands are completely free. And once you are in the experience, you can actually see your hands in front of you, right? They will be able to detect the motion. So the first important thing are a couple of interaction buttons that are very, very important. The TAs will probably ask you to recenter your view once you are in the VR experience. This will basically shift the environment to center it with your position. So this is done by using your right hand. You want to basically do a pinching motion and the hand must be organized in this way. The 3 fingers up, and then the index finger and the thumb, they just come together. Okay, and then you hold this until you see a little like circle retina in front of you that is loading and is recentering your view. So once again, 3 fingers up, you pinch and you hold until the circle is completely loaded. Now my view is centered, and again I'm ready to begin the experience. The other item is pulling up a menu to choose options. Okay, so when you are in VR, that probably chances are you'll be in a very fancy environment, like I'm standing right now with a beautiful landscape and stuff, but you may want to pull up a menu to select the MECH485 VR experience. So this is done with pretty much the same motion as a centering view, but just a single pinch. So again, your hand up, one single pinch, and this will bring up, as you can see, the menu. Okay, so once the menu is up, you may want to choose one of the application. And as you can see, as you point with your hand, there is a little ray with a dot that is going to go over the menu, right? And we can choose. Now the motion to choose something is really a pinch like this, pinch, 3 fingers up and then pinch. So for example, right now I have the option of going to my MECH485 nuclear reactor virtual models. So I'm hovering over there and then I pinch, and this will bring up my experience. Now, the other thing, very, very important, is the notion of the boundary. So when you are in the VR experience, you will be limited in terms of the motion, or the motion that you can do. We suggest not to walk at any time. You should always be standing or sitting. If you want to do the experience sitting, you can also do your experience sitting down, but we should always be firm on the ground and do not walk. You can probably take 1 step forward or back, depending on how much space you have around you. We will make sure to have a 10 feet by 10 feet of area per student, but you should never walk. The other very dangerous motion that you should avoid, and that will guarantee, of course, you avoid, is leaning. Chances are you have like a table in front of you with things on it, and it's very easy to convince yourself that the table is real and that you maybe want to like lean on the table. That's a very no motion. We stay firm on the ground. If the table is far away, we find a motion that will bring the table closer to us, and there is this type of motion, but we never lean on the table. Okay, so right now we are inside the main menu of our VR experience, and the other motion that we need to clarify is how to poke buttons and select things when you are in VR. Now, this can be done in a couple of ways. So one is a direct interaction, just like you would do with any other physical hardware, with your hands. For example, I have a screen in front of me, and I can literally just touch the screen and scroll like I would do in any other or with any other device. The other option is, again, from a distance. I don't have to touch the screen. I can do my pinch motion. So I have my ray that is spinning from my hand that lets me see what I am selecting. I pinch, and then I scroll. I pinch and scroll. This will let me interact from a distance. The same thing goes with buttons. Right here I have a menu that basically lets me choose between 2 experiences. One is the CANDO, one is the RBMK. If I want to select the CANDO, for example, I can either go from a distance by simply pinching, and the CANDO reactor experience will be loaded. Or the second option is that you just push the button like you would do with your hand and finger, just like you would do with any other device. Okay, so right now I don't want to spoil too much, but I'm inside the CANDO experience. I have the text box in front of me that, again, I can scroll with my finger just like any other device, and I have this very big red button. Okay, another thing that you will need to do inside the VR experience is interacting with these big red push buttons. The way this is done is, again, with your hand. Okay, you want to literally push down on your red button, but you want to do it with your finger. So the really the sensitive point is the tip of your finger or the index finger. Okay, so you can do it, for example, just with your 4 fingers or just with the index finger. Notice that if I do with the palm of my hand, that will not work. My hand will just go through the button because, again, I'm outside the sensitive area, which is the tip of my index finger. So again, tip of the finger, you push and you interact, or just the index finger. So again, you are inside the CANDO model. Another way you can interact with this model is by grabbing this handle. You can see that you have a turntable in front of you, big round table. Chances are, depending on your height, this might be either too high or too low. You can actually change this by grabbing this handle in front of you. And again, this is done physically, so you want to grab the handle And of course, you're not holding any physical piece, but once the handle is grabbed, you can see that the boundary is becoming white, like solid white. So that means that, again, at this point, I can move my hand as I want, but the table is being grabbed and can be moved down or up as much as I want, okay? So again, and then you release. When you release, then you understand because the boundary fades away, okay? So again, I'm grabbing, I put the table down, and I release, and now the table is down. Okay, so this is done physically with your hand.